Okay, example 2 says use the steps above to find the characteristics of the given quadratic equation, and this is the one that we're going to use. F of x is equal to 2x squared plus 8x minus 1. Now, here are the steps we're going to use. Okay, step 1, we're going to first press the on key, go to new document, and select no if it asks me if I want to save any changes, and go to add graphs. So let's do that. All right, home key, I'm going to select 1. I don't want to save any changes, and there, and I'm going to add graphs. So that's all of step 1. Then I'm going to go to step 2. Step 2 says type in the function. That's everything after the equal sign. And when I type in where it says f of x is equal, f1 of x equals, and then click enter in order to graph. Okay, we're going to use a function in our example for this. So let's see what that function was. It was 2x squared plus 8x minus 1. Okay, that's 2x squared plus 8x minus 1. Okay, and then we're going to press enter. All right, so let's go into step 3. Step 3 says click menu. 5 for trace, 1 graph trace. Now trace the graph to identify the key and identify and determine the key points. So what the graph is going to do is we trace it, it's going to tell us what all the key points are. And it's really simple. Okay, so let's go menu, 5, 1, and we can just move the cursor. Notice that as we move the cursor, I'm going to go right first. If I go right, it immediately tells me that I'm at a 0 in the graph. And let's just point down here. 0.121. That's a 0. This 3e negative 12 actually means 0. And this is just what the calculator does to approximate 0 when sometimes it can't actually write the 0. So, but I explain that in class. But this is a 0. Notice that I don't need to move anything else but just the left and right. Now, when I go down or right or left, actually, I get to the y-intercept. Y-intercept is 0, negative 1. Keep going down and resize the window for me. The minimum is at negative 2, negative 9. And if I keep tracing, I find another 0 at negative 4 and 1200ths. So let's look at those values again. Again, I have a 0 here. I got a minimum. The minimum is also called the vertex. Depending on the graph, the vertex is either a minimum or a maximum. Okay, in this case, it's a minimum. The vertex is a minimum at the point negative 2, negative 9. And then if we keep going, we see at the y-intercept. Let me move this out the way. The y-intercept is at 0, negative 1. And then there's a 0 at 121 thousandths, all right, at that x value. So this is how we will fill in our examples. If we go back, examples, we'll just put all that in. Again, our vertex is at negative 2, negative 9. It's a minimum point. Our x-intercept zeros were at negative 4.12 and 0.121. Those are our two zeros, x-intercepts. Then we had a y-intercept at 0, negative 1. And we have an axis of symmetry, which went through the vertex. The x value of the vertex is negative 2. So a vertical line through that point would be x equal to negative 2. And that's pretty much it. And that concludes this video.